Hey there, guys. Welcome back to a brand new Flick Pick live show where we just hang out for a little bit. Hopefully, you have some popcorn, something cold to drink, 3 ice cubes, no more, no less. You guys know how this goes. Just dive in, ask anything you guys want to for the next hour, maybe 2 hours. And I promised you guys, I make a guarantee and I keep that guarantee 42% of the time, but I said I will do 4 live streams this month. And as far as I'm concerned, we still have a couple hours left of this month. So here we are. Thanks for joining me, guys. I just love when you guys come here and join me and hang out and talk about movies. It makes me feel less lonely inside, and anytime that can happen, well, it's a good feeling. So, hope you guys are doing well. And there was a question I had from last week, and I want to find it here because I don't want to leave anyone hanging. Here it is. It was from Patrick Robbie, and he said, "What era would you say had the best and most impactful films in that generation?" I am a rising filmmaker and would be very helpful to me. Well, you know what, Patrick? I would say if I had to pick one generation or one decade, are we going to go with a decade? Let's go with a decade. I'm going to say the 90s. If I had to pick oh my, what happened there? Hang on. Oh God, the heavens opened up and tried to suck me away. Not today. My light that I have right here above my camera just randomly just instantaneously got brighter for no reason. Oh my God. Okay. It's all my life flashed before my eyes. But yeah, I had to pick the 90s, because if I had to pick 10 movies of all time to watch over and over for the rest of my life, I could pick all those movies in the 90s and I would be happy. There's a great lineup of movies like Shawshank, Forrest Gump, T2 Judgment Day, Point Break, Pulp Fiction. What else was in the 90s? What's another random movie I could pick from the 90s? Maybe The Matrix. But yeah, the 90s had the majority of my favorite films of all time, so I definitely go with the 90s. I mean, it had Dumb and Dumber and Tommy Boy. It's everything's covered in the 90s. There's a great movie for every genre in the 90s. And it's all memorable, good stuff. All right. Caleb Tilbrook upgraded his membership to listen to my podcast. Well, thanks, man. Thanks, Caleb. How's it going, by the way, man? And yeah, we're going to put a new podcast episode out hopefully early next week, so look out for that. And you get to ask some questions on that as well, so keep a lookout. And thanks for becoming a super-duper YouTube member, man. Much appreciated. All right. Watchtower Studios, John, a little skeleton just walked into my room. Well, that's not Tiny Todd because I buried Tiny Todd in the $5 Blu-ray bin at Walmart 5 years ago. His soul still haunts me to this day, and he's watching right now and listening. Shh, be quiet. He's coming. All right, we had Sea Cruise NY. I've never seen Saving Private Ryan or Top Gun. Money Monster, thanks for listening. And you left a link on there. I'll have to check out that link after the live stream. I'll click on it and check it out. I don't know what you put there. Hopefully it's something good and juicy. I can't wait to watch it. But yeah, man. And thanks for the Streamlabs donation, by the way, Sea Cruise. Much appreciated, man. That's a crime against humanity. What are you doing? Now, have I seen Money Monster? I don't know if I have. But you got to see Saving Private Ryan. Top Gun, I feel like you could probably live happily for the rest of your life if you've never seen Top Gun. I don't really like Top Gun that much. I know Top Gun Maverick's coming out, and the cool thing to say right now is oh, I like Top Gun, but really the movie doesn't really have a plot. It's almost about nothing, and everyone's profusely sweating in the movie, and there's one very erotic scene of men playing beach volleyball covered in baby oil. And for some odd reason, that's the most entertaining scene in the movie. They're fighting jets, and I'm oh, that's cool, but the volleyball scene, that's intensity. All right, let's just move on from that. It's already getting weird, and I'm sorry. You guys are killing it with the questions. All right, let me go a little quicker here. Cody Gill. Here's news that went over people's heads. Charlie Cox wrapped filming on Spider-Man 3. Thoughts? I haven't really kept up with the news of Spider-Man 3 except for, well, actually that's a lie. I have sort of kept up with the news on Spider-Man 3, but who was Charlie Cox playing in Spider-Man 3? Oh, I'm stupid. Yeah, Daredevil. Okay, so is he gonna have some kind of cameo scene in Spider-Man? From everything I put together, because it's going to be like the multiverse Spider-Man movie, we're going to have multiple different versions of Spider-Man. We're going to have Tobey and Andrew Garfield come back for the climax of the movie, and they probably go up against the slap together Sinister Six for the climax, and that's cool. And if everything's just going crazy in the movie, why not have Daredevil show up? If it's a multiverse movie where anything can happen, and it will happen, why not throw Daredevil into there? I mean, why not? Who cares? It's Daredevil from, another dimension. He's coming here. And so, yeah, that's kind of cool. I think that'll give everyone the nerdgasm they so rightfully want and deserve. I mean, at this point, just throw everything into the movie. What do you have nothing to lose. Just do it. Philip Hunt, most overrated films, in your opinion. Oh my gosh, where do we start with overrated films? I mean, you could probably pick half of the best picture winners at the Academy Awards for like the last decade or two. I mean, half of them probably were overrated films. What was it? Was it Moonlight Kingdom? Was it Moonlight Kingdom? Like, everyone praised it, but then like no one talks about it. There's no conversation after the movie came out. I've never heard anyone reference it since. The one I always go to is The Star is Born. I hated that movie. I can't stand anyone in the movie. I didn't care about them. I didn't care if their shitty relationship that was pure toxicity lasted. I was like, you guys are terrible people. You guys don't belong together. I can't take this anymore. I want to watch another movie. So in recent years, The Star is Born, but there's so many overrated films. Night King 01, thoughts on The Goonies? Just rewatched. It's awesome. I like The Goonies. The Goonies for me, I never loved it. Like, it was never one of my favorite films of all times, but I always enjoyed it. I mean, it's definitely one of those like young, adventurous kid Why am I hearing weird noises? It's definitely one of those fun, adventurous kid movies. But for me, as a kid, I was always more into like, I want to watch Stand By Me. If I want to watch a group of kids get together and go on an adventure, I was like, to me, that connects to me more. I buy into it more. And it's obviously a much more grounded, realistic movie compared to Goonies. But man, the Truffle Shuffle and One Eye Willie. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Oh, and Sloth. Ugh. It's fun. I do find the Goonies, though, like when they're going through the caverns that clearly look like they were built on sets, and when they start going down the water slide that just looks like a water slide for no reason, it kind of takes me out of the movie a little bit. I'm like, I don't buy into these being ancient caverns carved out by old pirates looking for treasure. It's like there's a water slide in here that looks like you just went to some amusement park and filmed the scene. But yeah, overall, I like the Goonies. Our gal idea: let an audience member pick a random movie, watch it, and discuss it during the next stream. I'll go first. Better Watch Out on Amazon. I'll look into Better Watch Out, man. I don't know how entertaining that would be. Like, okay, so on the next stream, I watch that one movie. You guys watch me watch the movie. I occasionally react to it, but for the most part, I'm going to be trying to pay attention to the movie. So I don't know how entertaining that would be. Like, I know some people do streams like that. I can't stand it, to be honest with you. Like, I just see their face like this, looking at the screen, and they make a random comment every 2 minutes. I just can't watch it. I'm just like, I have something better to do. But I will check into the movie, man. Didn't you recommend that last time? Philip Hunt, most overrated films in your opinion. Oh, and you said you like T1 over T2. That's fine. I'm going to disagree with you. I think T2 is like it's the pinnacle of an action movie. It's everything an action film should be, and it gets every single thing right. T1's good, don't get me wrong, but T2 is the scope of it. It's like perfected. And tonally sort of different movies. John O'Connor. Hey, John. Just wanted to let you know, Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller is the most underrated action and comedy movie of all time. John, that makes you a liar and a criminal. And you just committed a crime against humanity. And if you were here right now, you know what I would do? I would take your hand, I'd grab your wrist, and I'd slap it like that and say, not today. No, I've always hated the Night of the Museum movies. I don't like them at all. I hate them. Like, I've just never been able to get into them. I don't know. They just feel so disposable. Film Smack. Do you see Paul Paul Blart Mall Cop? Film is so good. You'll shit your pants. Yeah, that's I have seen it. That was a weird time, and every year we get two movies that are very similar. That we had Paul Blart Mall Cop, and then we had the other mall security movie with Seth Rogen, whatever that was called, I forget. But like odd, like in the history of the universe, we've never had two mall security movies. Then we get two the same year. Hollywood, they thought we needed two. By the way, at one time I wanted to become a security guard at the mall because it was the cool place to go to pick up chicks. I didn't get the job. Pokemon Andy. Daddy, please check out Channel One Day. Love you. Check out Channel One Day? Is the channel called One Day? Put a link in there, man. Or is it Pokemon Andy's channel? Either way, man. Thank you. Claudio Rogajan on the last live stream, this was the very last question, and he left it right before I ended the live stream. He said, "See you in the next life, Johnny," which is a great quote from Point Break. The other greatest quote from the movie Point Break, made in 1991, directed by Catherine Bigelow and produced by James Cameron, is "Back off, war child. Seriously." That's another great quote. I need to get that t-shirt, by the way. If you've never seen Point Break, just exit out of my live stream immediately and go watch it, please. Terminator 3 is the best Terminator movie that's not directed by James Cameron. I'm going to disagree with you there. Now, the last 5 minutes of Terminator 3 are some good stuff. And if the movie would have just started like that, I would have been really entertained by it. But it's not. It's not a very good movie. I actually prefer Salvation. Now, it's got many, many mistakes. There's some very bad things they decided to do in that movie. The first one was casting Sam Worthington. But beyond that, at least it's not repeating the same shit we've already seen 5 other times. Like, at least the destruction and the post-apocalyptic wasteland exist, and John Connor is in there, in the resistance. And I loved Christian Bale's performance as John Connor in Terminator Salvation. I thought it was great. But Terminator 3 can be sort of a guilty pleasure. Skateboarding versus movies, favorite and least favorite professional wrestler. I would say one of my least favorite professional wrestlers that always keeps like getting opportunities to be in matches is probably The Miz. He can't wrestle. He always looks like he's scared. Like every time someone goes to do a move on him, he looks scared, and he doesn't really want to take any real bumps. I just hate watching him. He doesn't really look like he has any athletic ability. My favorite, man, of all time. It depends. I mean, are we talking from a technical standpoint or a charismatic standpoint? I mean, back in the late 90s, Stone Cold was my jam. I also really always enjoyed Kane. I really enjoyed Mankind for a couple of years there. But in recent years, do I have a favorite wrestler? I don't know if I would have one nowadays. I always enjoyed Kurt Angle, especially in his prime as well. There's a few. Max Nugenbauer. Darn it, you're doing this while I'm watching Godzilla King of the Monsters. Love the movie. Looks great on 4K. How are you doing, John? I'm doing okay, man. Max, I'm glad you're enjoying the movie. I bet it does look good on 4K. I just did not like the movie itself. I just did not like that movie. I remember very little about it, except I just hated all the human characters. But yeah, I'm doing well, man. Hope you enjoy the movie. Just pause it. Go back to it. And the next one comes from Benny. Are you a GameStop millionaire? Power to the players. I wish I was a GameStop millionaire. I got in a little too late. I'm not going to say I didn't make a small profit. But yeah, I'm going to see what happens tomorrow when the market opens back up for GameStop. Hopefully it doesn't just crash and burn. Hopefully everyone holds the stock, makes the guys in the suits at the hedge funds pay a little bit more money. That's what it's about, man. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. I also have stock in AMC currently, too. I'm hoping that doesn't blow up tomorrow. Watchtower Stew, Tiny Todd. What a great name. Hello, John. You are sadly mistaken. Am I now? Yeah, I'll bring back Tiny Todd one day when I resurrect his soul. I think I need to get a Catholic priest. I need to call up a Catholic priest and help them come and perform an exorcism on someone's body so we can take Tiny Todd's soul out. What are we talking about? I don't know. Let's just keep going. One day that little plastic skeleton will return in this life or the other. Alexander Cromwell. QLED versus OLED. What are your thoughts? Have you ever thought about switching to QLED TV? Thanks. Absolutely not. Now, if you gave me a QLED TV, I would take it. I'd be like, cool. If I needed an extra TV for like my bedroom or my office or something, a QLED TV would probably be just fine. But if I'm going to dedicate a place to watch films and I want the best picture quality possible, from a flat panel TV, you got to get an OLED. Nothing competes, nothing compares. Okay, it's just that simple. The best contrast, the best blacks. I mean, it's the best picture quality you're going to get. A QLED is essentially a marketing term for here's another LED TV. That's what it is. It's nothing brand new. There's no new real technology going on there. But OLED, that's the direction you want to go if you want the best picture quality possible. Excuse me, I'm dying. Daniel Streams, what are your favorite YouTubers? Do you watch guys like Red Letter Media, YMS? Yeah, I watch both of them occasionally. To be honest with you, though, and I always say this, the one genre on YouTube I watch the least amount of are movie-related YouTube channels. I'm subscribed to a lot of them. I just don't watch a lot of them. I feel like I just live movies so often. I always want to have other interests that go into other places. Like I watch one guy named Max Tuning who owns like businesses and he's sort of like into fitness a little bit, but he's sort of like a vlogger. There's another kid I watch from the UK. His channel name is like Marsvars or something. And he talks about like tech and like his studio setup and kind of makes vlog. I'm always more interested in like vlogging channels. To me, that's just more immersive and watchable. So yeah, I watch a lot of other weird stuff on YouTube. I watch like channels about resellers, like people who go to like garage sales and buy shit and then sell it on eBay or Amazon. I watch a lot of business related channels. I watch some automotive channels. Like, trust me, I'm not a mechanic. I don't want to be a mechanic. I don't want to go outside and fix anything on my car. I really don't. But I watch channels where they do these things just because I'm interested in the person talking about it. Like, they're intriguing to me. So generally that's what I watch on YouTube. James Doshier. Hey, John, do you think Titanic is a classic or do you think it's overrated? What's weird is I actually just thought about Titanic yesterday and I was like, is Titanic one of the best movies of the 90s? I don't know. I think it's definitely a spectacle. I think it's a very, very well-made movie and I enjoy it. And I think if you're going to capture a disaster like Titanic and throw a story into it, I think Titanic sort of did what it could with that. I don't know anyone who saw Titanic back in the 90s who said, I didn't like that movie. Like, I didn't come across one person. Everyone loved that movie. And I think that's why it was so successful. Now, many people might not go back and rewatch it, but I do occasionally. If it comes across on TV, I like watching it. I'm entertained by it. James Cameron knows how to make a movie look good. I mean, say what you will about the guy lately, but he knows how to make a movie look good. So I enjoy Titanic. Dan Peters. Hey, John. Hope you're well. Thoughts on The Little Things. I thought it got off to a very slow, boring start, but picked up a little bit when Jared Leto came into the picture. Still an overall mixed bag for me. All right, let's talk about The Little Things starring Denzel Washington and Jared Leto. I was sort of looking forward to this movie. I was like, I love a crime, serial killer, detective movie. I love that genre. And I knew it wouldn't be something like Seven or maybe True Detective. And I tried to like it. And I thought that there were glimmers of hope. Like the overall concept by the end of the movie, and I won't spoil anything for you if you have not seen it, there was a good idea there in that screenplay. Like there was a good concept there, but it wasn't executed right. The editing was terrible. Like there's points in this movie where it just chops and goes to something else. And I'm like, you should have maybe further dived into that just a little bit further. And Jared Leto's performance in the movie just felt like he was playing like a cliche, creepy, I'm a guy who kills people guy. Like he just felt so like it was like a trope. Like it just, he felt like a cartoon character. Denzel felt like Denzel, like the cocky guy 2 steps ahead of everyone. But there were, like, once again, with Denzel's character, there was ideas, and there was like the way they portrayed his character and the way it played out by the end of the movie. I liked sort of what they were doing, but the execution of the movie was just not good at all. It was boring. And there were so many scenes in the movie that needed energy, like just to like propel it and be more suspenseful. But it fell flat every time it tried to do anything. And Rami Malek's character, he didn't feel like he had any humanity to them. Like I was trying to like the guy, and I was like, okay, I get, he's supposed to grow on us by like the second or third act of the movie, but he just never does. Yeah, it wasn't a very good movie. It was really underwhelming. I like to say it felt like the Netflix version of Seven. Like the poor man's version of the movie Seven. It was not immersive at all. Like if you want a good detective movie, just go watch Seven or go watch Silence of the Lambs. I promise you, you're not missing anything if you don't watch The Little Things. The next one, Pokemon Andy. My goal is to one day make a video with you searching Walmart for Pokemon cards and movies. Ah, what a dream. Yeah, Pokemon cards are crazy right now, man. If you go to Target, they're always sold out because everyone's buying them shits and selling them on eBay instantly. So if you can get some Pokemon cards, do it right now. Caleb Tilbrook, have you seen the new Wrong Turn movie? No, I don't think I've seen a new Wrong Turn movie. Don't they have like 17 of those sequels out? The first one was okay. I don't think I've really sat down and watched any of the sequels. Michael Parton, what movies on HBO Max are you looking forward to? Well, I don't have much faith in it, but I am looking forward to Godzilla versus Kong, or is it Kong versus Godzilla? Either way, they'll team up by the end of the movie. I would say my most anticipated movie for HBO, it's got to be Mortal Kombat. It has to be. Like, that is a movie I need to see. Like, I've been waiting for a good Mortal Kombat movie since 1997. Is that when Annihilation came out? Yeah, I have a lot of theories and a lot of things I want to see happen in the new Mortal Kombat movie, but I've heard it opens up with like a 10-minute fight scene between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Hell yes, give me that. And I'm just hoping the movie doesn't blow its load too early. Kevin Smets, welcome to the dungeon, my friend. Happy to have you. Hashtag smash cancer. Smash it, yeah. Yeah, man. Thanks, Kevin. I'm looking forward to it, man. And Kevin's talking about the Schmodown, which is going down soon. I'm on the team. I don't know what I do or when I play or anything else, but I'm looking forward to it. Nevertheless, man. Night King 01, can we talk about Point Break's greatness? We can talk about Point Break's greatness every stream, every day for the rest of our lives, if you'd like to. Because it was never about the money, man. It was about us against the system, showing that the human spirit's still alive while everyone else inches down the freeway in their metal coffins. What do you want to talk about, though? I mean, it has Gary Busey. It has Keanu Reeves. It has... Sorry, something just weird popped up on my screen. Yeah, it has Patrick Swayze. I mean, it's the perfect culmination of craziness, practical effects, stunts, and I just loved the I like the bromance between Bodhi and Johnny Utah in that movie. Like they're both on opposite sides of the law, but they still connect with each other, and I like that. I like that like dynamic. It's just like, oh God, and the music. It's pure early '90s. Let's go to the next question. You're getting me all worked up. Yalen Martin, do you watch Star Wars in chronological order? Well, by chronological order, do you mean do I watch the original trilogy and then nothing else? Yes, I do that. so I watch A New Hope, I watch Empire, and then I watch Return. That is the order. Nothing else exists before that and after that. That is it. That is Star Wars in my universe. That's the only thing that exists. It's the only thing you need to watch. Everything else is just fluff. Shit, where are we? Oh, Charles Taff, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, or When Nature Calls. The first movie is definitely the best movie, but the second movie has a lot of fun, doesn't it? Chicago. Shapoopy. Chicago. I always stand by this. The scene where he comes out of the mechanical rhino's ass. Now that's how you make a movie. The extended cut ending to T2, the true ending to the Terminator series, would you agree? The extended cut to T2, I like the extended cut in T2. I will say the one scene that feels a little too extended is the one scene where they have Linda Hamilton and her twin sister, and they're facing each other face to face, and it's supposed to look like she's looking into a mirror, but they only did that so they could pan the camera around. And they're taking like a chip out of the, are they removing shrapnel from her? Or are they taking a chip? They're taking the chip out of the T-800's head. That's the only scene I felt like it went on a little too long. But yeah, I like some of the extended stuff in the in T2. Yalen Martin, do you watch? Oh, we already answered that. Cody Gill, what is a movie that got recommended to you after watching it, you disliked the person a little more because it was so bad? I get recommended a lot of movies, but I'm trying to specifically think of one movie that was recommended to me that was just like bad. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to new movie recommendations. Like, if someone tells me to go watch a movie, I'm like, okay, I heard what you said, man, but now I'm going to go watch the trailer. Now I'm going to read the synopsis before I dedicate 2 hours of my time to watching this. I have a good sixth sense. I can always sense when a movie is going to be mediocre, overrated, or bad. So I'm trying to really think of one. I feel like there was something that came out this year that someone recommended, and I watched it. And I was like, that wasn't that good. Fuck. If it comes to me, I'll name it, man. But thanks for the question. Will, Johnny Humongous, well, thank you for that. Why is everyone in the Road Warrior is wearing bondage outfits and have gimps? What would your outfit of choice be if you were in the Road Warrior? Would you have a gimp? Absolutely. I'd have two gimps, both with assless chaps on, and I would be dressed like Lord Humongous. Now I'm gonna have to get back into working out, and if I'm in the post-apocalyptic wasteland, I'm gonna have to find some baby oil for my muscles to really pull off the Lord Humongous look. But I will be wearing a hockey mask and leather straps that preferably don't cover my nipples. That's what I will be wearing. Yes. Leave the fuel, and I will spare your lives. Oh, Lord Humongous. God. And he wasn't that bad of a guy. He showed mercy. He said, leave the fuel, and I'll spare your lives. That sounds like a pretty good deal. Maybe that's just me. Carter Lovejoy. What's worse, Genesis or Dark Fate? Dark Fate. Dark Fate is a blatant slap in the face to everyone who's a fan of Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Genesis, at least it sort of had a different story to it. Okay, I can live with that. But Dark Fate just tried to be a poor man's version of T2 Judgment Day, except it changed everything. It changed everything for the worse. Was lazily made. It just looked like the CG lazy movie No one had any real character. No one stood out. Everyone just felt like a generic place in. And that's everything wrong with modern day action movies. Like Terminator Dark Fate is the example of everything wrong with a modern day action movie. Like, less is more sometimes. I hated Dark Fate. I hate it with a passion. Just saying its name right now makes me want to choke myself till I pass out. But I won't do that. I'll wait until the stream's over. Lucas Bernowskowitz. You actually like weird CGI, Arnie, and T4? Well, Lucas, you have to understand. You have to understand something. Okay? Now, is CG Arnie and Terminator Salvation the highlight of the movie? No, it is not. But that's the best they could do at the time. Okay? That's the best they could do. Now, some of that's actually a real bodybuilder, and they slapped Arnie's face on him. And Arnold, I think there was something, he wanted to come back and do it, but he couldn't because he was he still governor at the time? I don't remember the details, but yeah, but hey, at least they blew off his skin early on with the grenade launcher. So you just saw like the T-800 endoskeleton attacking John Connor. But still, I enjoyed it, man. Like, I'll take what I can get. If it's got to be a shitty CG Arnold, I'll take what I can get. That shitty CG Arnold is still better than anything Genesis did or Terminator Dark Fate did. And I stand by that. 1.21 gigawatts! A Star is Born had Bradley Cooper playing guitar. I don't know if that's a selling point or what are you getting at there? I just felt like A Star is Born felt like Bradley Cooper trying to be dramatic. Like, it just felt like the cliche, look at this starring role I'm in, look how I can act. But I just saw Bradley Cooper acting. Maybe it's just me. I like Bradley Cooper, I really do. I hate A Star is Born. I hated watching Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper supposedly fall in love, and they're both just like shitty people. I couldn't take it. And I'm sorry. Oh, hi, Mark. T-800's arm left behind in T2, Arnie's crushed arm from the factory wheel is tore off to escape. The technology was left behind. T3 storyline with that. Are you saying that's what the storyline should have been in T3? Sure. That's fine. You know what's shitty about T3 was they actually, I believe Edward Furlong was supposed to come back for that role, but he couldn't get his shit together to do it. And then they had Nick Stahl. And I just like Nick Stahl should always play like a seedy character. Like, I don't know what it is. Ever since I saw the movie Bully starring Nick Stahl, I just think of him as like, he should play the shithead. And I would have loved it if Edward Furlong would have come back for T3. And I think he would have too. But yeah, man, T3 just felt like a product of the early 2000s. But it had a great trailer. The T3 trailer was great, where it starts off under like water and there's all these like human skulls, and then the camera pans up and it's just like there's like a hunter killer up there flying. Great trailer, bad movie. Rando Commando 41. True story, I was going to rewatch Tenet on Blu-ray, but when I pressed play, the sound went out. Laugh out loud, I had to reset everything to make the sound work. Funny you mentioned Tenet on Blu-ray. Because I was watching it on 4K recently as well. And I was like, is the sound better? Is the sound slightly better on the home release? Will this physical copy give me everything the movie should have been? And I'm sad to say the sound didn't sound that much better. It didn't. But I had a theory about Tenet when I was watching it. And I was thinking, I wonder if they were going to make a sequel to this movie. And I wonder if the sequel was actually going to star Denzel Washington, who's John David Washington's father, and they both looked very similar. And I could see with the time change in this movie going forward for a sequel, casting Denzel as the older version of this character and then progressing the story going that direction. That would be interesting to me. But I doubt they're going to do that. And I could care less if they did. All right, the next one. Azine the Dream Reviews. Would you say Cobra Kai Season 3 had The Dark Knight Rises after meaning there was a few issues here and there but you're willing to overlook them because it's emotionally impactful. McGill recovering like Bruce Wayne, and Robbie's turn to the dark side like Anakin. You just threw a lot at me, and I'm going to try to catch a few of them. Let's go with the McGill. I think season 3 had some flaws. I think it had a few boring episodes too. Like the one episode that revolved around the theft of the minivan, and then they get into a high-speed chase. The criminal, the guy who steals the minivan, and by the way, they say it's a 1993 minivan. Actually, it's a 2003 minivan, so that made no sense. But then the criminal, he drives into like a chop shop, and then Johnny and Daniel fight these bad guys, and it was just like, what's happening right now? But yeah, it had some flaws, but yeah, overall I enjoyed it. I don't think it's my favorite season by far, but I still really enjoyed it. And yeah, I guess Robbie dangling there as he's being like getting his shoes lit on fire by Johnny is sort of Dark Knight Rises-esque a little bit. I could see that connection. Hawaii Turo, did you watch the pitch meeting on Tenet? I did not. I don't think I've ever fully watched an episode of Pitch Meeting. I have never done it. But I'm subscribed to them though, so I always see them in my sub box. Shredda, hey John, what's your favorite Tom Hardy movie? Probably, I mean, now Tom Hardy movie or Tom Hardy performance? Now Tom Hardy movie, I'd probably say Fury Road, but Tom Hardy performance, I'd say Warrior. Why? Because, you weren't there. You weren't there when my mother was on her hands and knees in the house without heat puking up blood. You were out somewhere getting drunk. So why don't you take your war stories down to the VFW? Because maybe they'll give a damn. And that movie, Warrior, made me want to do more trap shrugs and work out my traps more than anything else in my life. Because Tom Hardy's traps are just like genetically gifted. Oh, God. I just want to bite them. Let's go to the next question. Kevin Michael Joy, hey John, what are you and your favorite foreign international movies? My picks would be Battle Royale and Incendies. There's so many South Korean movies that get recommended to me to watch, and I try to get around to watching them. Like it took me 3-4 years to watch Train to Busan, and I did and really enjoyed it. But some of my favorite foreign films, I would say my favorite movie of last year, by last year I mean 2019, was Parasite. And then I would say Old Boy is a great, fucking awesome foreign film. Those are a few movies. It just feels like South Korea makes some of the best movies, like especially when it comes to like foreign films. So I'd go with those. I have seen Battle Royale though. That was pretty good. Z White, yo, my G flick, I'm smoking with the boys, so I'll watch the replay later. My question is, what are your thoughts on Hannibal Rising? That's a great question. By the way, guys, I'm about 19 minutes behind here on the questions, so if you guys asked a question, I'm 19 minutes down in the questions because I like to give you guys good answers because you deserve it. Hannibal Rising was a terrible movie. Now, I'm a huge fan of Silence of the Lambs. I think it's a near-perfect movie. As far as the movie Hannibal goes, not as good, but it's still entertaining. Cordell. Played by Gary Oldman. Great villainous role. But Hannibal Rising, I saw it once in theaters. Me and my friends were really pumped up to see it because we all like the character Hannibal Lecter more than we should because we're all sociopaths. And I was just like, this is a junky mess of a movie. It just felt like a cash grab, but like with a bad screenplay. I didn't like it, and I have not seen it since it came out in theaters. But I am looking forward to the Clarice series coming out. D-Train, finally saw the first Rocky in full. Here are my thoughts. Do you think it's a great movie? You answered your own question. Okay, you said yes. Do I think it's a classic? Yes. Do I think it deserved to win the Best Picture at the Oscars that year over Taxi Driver? No. Yeah, and I agree with all of your sentiments there, right there. Taxi Driver. I wasn't even alive back in is that 76? Was it 76? I wasn't alive then, but if I was, I think Taxi Driver would have been my preference. But the thing about Rocky was I think it was just an easier film to digest, like the underdog story, rising up. It's got like a fun climactic ending. There's a lot of memorable scenes in the movie. His training montages. Maybe that was just like the preference. Maybe they just wanted something a little more uplifting than Taxi Driver, because Taxi Driver fucking goes for it, man. That's not a family film. But yeah, I think Taxi Driver is the superior film. Kyle Evans. Hey John, Hey John, did you see the trailer for Superman and Lois, and what did you think? It gave me hope. Is there the trailer for is there a show coming out called Superman and Lois that I don't know about? Is that a real thing? I don't know anything about it, man. I just remember the Superman show from the 90s starring Dean Cain, and that was pretty fucking terrible. But I don't know what this new trailer is. I'll check into it. Is it going to be on HBO Max? Where are they putting this show at? Is it a CW show? Please tell me it's not. 1.21 gigawatts. YouTubers Dude Perfect, Demo Ranch, and Cali Muscle? Question mark. I've watched a few Dude Perfect episodes. They do some cool stuff. Demo Ranch, never seen, and Cali Muscle, I watched them occasionally, but I can only take so much. Claudio Rogajan. I know you don't want to watch Smallville, but Lex Luthor in that show is so well done. More actors should base it on that, and you should watch clips of him. I've seen clips of the actor who plays Lex Luthor. I forget his name. He was also in the one movie, wasn't he in, what was that sorority movie with the chick from Scary Movie? It wasn't called Hot Chick. I don't know. Wasn't he in that? Yeah, I've seen a few clips of him. I mean, he just didn't look right for the role to me. Like, he just didn't look rigid enough. I mean, he looked like the TV Lex Luthor, I guess. 1.21 gigawatts, ready to register guns with the government. Yay! I don't own a gun, but I'm not saying I wouldn't own a gun. I just don't have a gun. I would like a gun, though. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Just stock up on ammunition, antibiotics, and canned food, and then start digging a hole in your backyard. That's all I can say to you guys. And I'm not doing any of those things. Marley Marley Villasenor? All right, Marley. Congrats on being drafted to the MTS. Favorite Western? My favorite Western, probably, honestly, Django Unchained. I consider that a Western, a modern day Western. But if you want to go classics, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, for like a spaghetti Western, if you want to go a straight up Western movie, Unforgiven. But then again, I sort of like cheesy bullshit like Young Guns 1 and 2. Don't judge me. I like Emilio Estevez. Watching Goldless right now on Netflix, and I'm really enjoying it. Has a Red Dead 2 kind of feel to it. What's it called? Godless on Netflix? Okay, I'll look into that. I'm always looking for something like a new series or something to watch, and a Western sounds enjoyable. Something about Western movies are so relaxing. Like, every time I watch them, I'm just like, it looks so peaceful, and they're just like riding horses, and it just looks so like relaxing. But then I think, like, if I lived in the Wild West, like, you can't go to McDonald's, you don't have a microwave, you don't have a car, like, you just have to wake up stinking like shit, ride a horse, and just like, it just sounds really awful. Ryan Man 6000. Hey John, who is your favorite SpongeBob character? Do you enjoy the dark humor in it as well? Absolutely. That's the thing I enjoy most about SpongeBob, was it always sort of reminded me of the modern day, like, Ren and Stimpy, just a little bit. Like, there's some adult humor that goes over kids' heads, but like the creators, you can tell, are having a good time with it. My favorite character? Probably Mr. Krabs, I guess. Hector the Chill Guy. Hey John, what other movie besides Point Break do you like by Catherine Bigelow? I really liked Zero Dark 30. I did not. And honestly, my favorite movie she's ever done was simply Point Break. And I've always found it odd that she never did anything I really enjoyed that much. She did a movie in the 90s that was instantly forgot. Like, no one talked about it ever. But it was called Strange Days. And it was like a high concept, kind of like a futuristic sci-fi film. Not very good. Could have been, but it wasn't. But yeah, I can't think of anything she's ever done besides Point Break that I really enjoyed. I was not a fan of Zero Dark 30 for multiple reasons. Yalen Martin, so you watch episode 4 to 7 only? What are we talking about? Oh, yes, episode 4. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want to watch the prequels, and I don't care about anything that happened after Return, except for The Mandalorian. So I've just, yeah. Honestly, I'll say this. I think Rogue One is better than episode 8 or 9, easily. And at least it's a little more original than episode 7. But I don't really like any of them. They don't connect to me. David Felter. Hey, John. We got 2 dogs recently, and I actually named them Bodie and Utah after Point Break. Bodie is a retriever, husky mix, and Utah is a pit bull. I like that. That is good stuff, man. That is awesome. That's cool. That's a great idea. I'm going to steal that from you one day if I get 2 dogs. It was never about the bone, man. It was about us against the system. Rando Commando. Favorite scene from Django Unchained, digital code. Yeah, he put a digital code there if you guys want to go steal it. Probably I like the scene with Leonardo DiCaprio at the dinner table. That entire scene is great. I love the opening scene to Django Unchained. I love it. I love every second. Like, that set the movie up perfectly. When I was in theaters watching it by myself, because I'm lonely and pathetic, I was like, this is okay. I'm ready for this ride. Give it to me. Give it to me now. What's another scene I really enjoy in that movie? I'd like to introduce you to my good friend Django. I also really enjoyed the scene with what's his name from the TV show? Oh, I always forget his name. They call him Big Daddy in Django. That entire sequence is great. You want me to treat him like Jerry? Yeah, that's it. Treat him like Jerry. James, favorite Arnold movie that isn't Terminator? Probably Jingle All the Way, and don't judge me. Honestly, my favorite Arnold movie is probably, that's not Terminator, probably Batman and Robin. I'm lying to you, I'm sorry. That's a great question. Predator. I'll go with Predator. I'm going to go with Predator. I know there's something else that I'm not thinking of that I really enjoy with Arnold, but Predator has to be second to Terminator. Beach Bum 0331. Hey, your camera is wobbling. I know that. I know. You want to see it wobble? There it is. Enjoy it, man. It's because it's on a stand right now connected to my desk, but the stand is like really skinny and this desk sucks, and it just, if I move it wobbles. It's a handheld. Someone's holding it right now. It's a handheld shot. I wanted to be a little more artistic with my live streams. Also, another great underrated Arnold movie is, and it's not, I didn't say it's a good movie. I just think no one talks about it. And it's a movie called Twins with Arnold and Danny DeVito. If you're in the mood for like a good 80s comedy movie, check it out. Jacob Bolee, where do you track what you watch? Do you have an IMDb account? No, I just go to IMDb. I used to have an account. I forgot the password, never logged in again. I don't really track what I watch. I don't know why. I do have a Stardust account, so if you guys want to follow me on Stardust, the Flick Pick, go check me out on there. I like that more because I can leave like quick reactions and rate movies and TV shows, and you guys can do that too. So yeah, Stardust is usually where I leave most of my quick thoughts on movies or TV shows I'm watching. Just JDD24. Hey John, did you watch Honeymoon in Vegas? No, I did not watch Honeymoon in Vegas. I looked for it. It was not playing on anything. Like for some reason I thought HBO Max would have it, but they didn't. So I have not watched it yet. I will. Is there a place I can watch it? Is there a streaming service I can watch it right now? Let me know, because I do want to watch that. Riley Bob. John, if you worked security at Samsung store, would you be considered the Guardians of the Galaxy? Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. I'd be Drax of the Samsung store. Carter Lovejoy. Have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, the show? Not the movie. That shall not be named. I've seen some episodes of Avatar, the animated series. A few of them. I had a friend at the time who was trying to like get me to watch it, and I was like, okay, man, I'll watch a few episodes. And I watched them, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I'm glad you like it, man. I was like, it's cool. And he's like, no, it gets better. It gets better after like the first season. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not dedicating hours to this. Like, I get it. That was enough. So yeah, I've never fully watched it. Claudio Rogajon. I just watched 3 videos on Batman v Superman on why it is great, and it just boiled down to that there is symbolism and you just don't get it. I hate that statement. That's a pretty broad statement and a lazy one at that. Okay, there's symbolism. What does it mean? You have to give more than symbolism in a movie to make it a good movie. It's like, okay, I get the symbolism, but what about the execution, the filmmaking, the story, the script, the dialogue, the plot, the things that make no sense, the terrible take on Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor? What about his convoluted plot that makes no sense and it just relies on circumstantial things happening that just fall into place, but really just slop? What about the fact they shoehorn Doomsday in there at the last second, and he turns into like Sparkler guy with like techno laser shooting out of his fucking head? There's so many questionable things in that movie, and it was one of my most anticipated movies ever in existence. Like, I don't think you could find one person who wanted to see that movie more than me in 2016. But I was kind of taken back at some moments in Batman v Superman at just how bad it was. I was like the movie doesn't need to be this bad. Like, it could easily be better. And there's some great scenes in the movie though that I was really impressed by, like the Batman warehouse scene. Like, I wanted more of that. But let's go to the next question. All right. Oh, hi, Mark. Ever see Crossroads with Ralph Macchio? Great flick. Crossroads. Why was I thinking of the Britney Spears movie? Wasn't there a Britney Spears movie called Crossroads? No, I don't. Have I seen? I don't think I've seen that. I've seen like My Cousin Vinny with Ralph Macchio. I don't think I've seen Crossroads. Azim the Dream Reviews. I usually save this for the end, but I had to go, so I'll say it now. I never said thank you. Respond in a Morgan Freeman voice. And you'll never have to. Not very good, I know. Thanks for that, man, and have a good night. Night King 01. Near perfect flaws in Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, I think I stand by that statement. Silence of the Lambs is a near perfect movie, and I think most people would agree. And I think it won like 5 Academy Awards that year. I think it didn't. I think Anthony Hopkins was in the movie for a total of 8 minutes, and still won an award for Best Supporting Actor. That says something. And if you want to, let's just compare Silence of the Lambs to like a modern day serial killer mystery movie, like The Little Things, for example. Just compare those two movies. And like, it makes you appreciate real filmmaking, doesn't it? I mean, Buffalo Bill, and put some lotion in the basket. Like, Ted Levine just was made for that role. Yeah, Silence of the Lambs, man. I can't think of any mistakes in the movie. Like, there's no flaws in that movie to me. If you can pick one and let me know what it is. Let me know what's bad about Silence of the Lambs. Blake Bomer, or is it Bomer? Hey, John. Hope you're doing great. Well, I hope you're doing great as well, Blake. Been a fan for about 8 years now, since the Batman Anthology review. Oh, I remember that. And I'm old enough to review movies myself. How would you go about getting in touch with you? It feels impossible. Getting in touch with me? I mean, you can send me a DM on Twitter. That's one way. I think that's the best way, to be honest with you, man. Send me a DM on Twitter. Probably do that. I would say do that. Yeah, get in touch with me, man. If you got a question, let me know. And good luck. Joe Webb, thoughts on BR 2049? I think it's a masterpiece. Blade Runner 2049, it was good. I don't know what it is with Blade Runner, the original, and even the new one. There's just things about it that I think look really great. But as far as like rewatching either movie, neither have like rewatchability to me. Like, the scores look great, the visuals look great. Once again, you know what I don't like about Blade Runner 2049? I don't like Jared Leto. I don't like him as an actor. He takes me out of every movie he's in. There, I said it. And I feel much better about myself right now. The only role I've really enjoyed him in lately, I mean, don't even get me started on his fucking Joker performance, but like, I really liked him in a supporting role in Lord of War. But I can't really think of a lot of Jared Leto movies I really enjoy. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. Charles Taff. Walter in The Big Lebowski had to be in the top 5 characters of all time. Agreed. Dude, pacifism is not something to hide behind. You want a toe? And get your toe by 2:00 with paint on it. Yeah, Walter in The Big Lebowski's fucking gold, dude. Like, I still laugh out loud. Like, I hysterically laugh. Ever since I was a kid and I saw the movie in 1998. The scene where Walter's in the car and he's like, a ringer for a ringer, dude. And then he takes the gun and the bag and he jumps out of the car as it's rolling and the gun's going off. I just laugh. It makes me laugh every time. I can't stop. Yeah, such a great character. I love high-strung characters. Like, they're just so interesting to me. You kind of make me want to watch The Big Lebowski right now. Max Neugebauer, thoughts on Austin Powers trilogy? The first one was good. The second one was funny when I saw it back in theaters as a kid. The third one, they started to get a little too self-indulgent. Didn't the third one open up with Britney Spears having like booby machine guns or something? Was that the third one? Did they make a fourth one? Was Beyonce in the third one or the fourth one? I don't know. They all blend together. I guess you said trilogy, so I guess there's only 3, huh? Yeah, the first one's okay. I remember thinking the second one was funnier, but they're not movies I'd probably go back and go out of my way to ever rewatch again. When it comes to like a Mike Myers comedy movie, like, I'll just watch Wayne's World. I could watch that over and over a few times a year. Lucas Bernowskowitz. Hey, John. I watched Silence of the Lambs and thought I would be scared by Buffalo Bill, but every time he spoke, I pictured your impression and laughed instead. Well, yeah. Yeah, he's just been like that meme, and his impressions have been exposed so much over the years. It's like, but imagine watching that for the first time and not knowing anything, or seeing my shitty impressions. Imagine how creepy that would be. It's still gross to look at, but I enjoy it. Yeah, but thank you for that. I'm glad I can ruin the movie for you. Darian Taylor. Hey, Flickster, ever see The Big Bang Theory? Yes, I have. I've seen many episodes of The Big Bang Theory, and it's like baby food. It's easy to consume. It's not that tasty, but it kind of gets the job done. So yeah, I have seen The Big Bang Theory. To pinpoint one episode I remember, it would be hard. But I like some of the nerd jokes and the nerd culture stuff in the show. But There's only so much of that laugh track I can take. Watchtower Studios. Hey, is the Big Sour Patch Kid the new Tiny Todd? No, I don't know if he's the new Tiny Todd, but he's my new friend. Take that how you will. He's over there in the corner right now. Maybe I can show you Sour Patch. There, you can see the top of the yellow thing is the Sour Patch Kid guy over there. But okay. Just JDD24. I actually watched Honeymoon in Vegas on DVD. I have a Nicolas Cage collection of 4 of his films: Honeymoon in Vegas, Leaving Las Vegas, Moonstruck, and Valley Girl. Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to Honeymoon in Vegas. I have not seen that movie. I don't know how I have not seen that Nicolas Cage movie, but it's on my list. I assure you. Connor Baker, thoughts on The Place Beyond the Pines? I love it. Okay, let's talk about Place Beyond the Pines. I like the first act. The first 34 minutes of that movie are really good. And had they just continued that storyline throughout the rest of the movie, it would have been even better. I loved the Moto Bandit. I loved the bank robbery aspect. I loved the getaway scene. I loved how intense it felt. I liked all of that. And then the second act of the movie happens, and you're like, not as good. And then the third act of the movie, where it focuses on the kids, I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I like the overall message of the movie. But I really could have just watched a movie about the Moto Bandit and been completely complacent with that. Overall, I did enjoy Place Beyond the Pines, but like I said, the first act is like by far the superior portion of the movie. All right, we got 372 of you beautiful people in here, and thank you for joining me. This light feels really bright. Let me turn it down a little bit because it's giving me a headache. That's a little better. Okay. That feels so much. I was going blind. Okay. OE Reviews. Just watch The Mummy, 1999 again for the 97th time. One of the most underrated adventure movies, 9 out of 10. Oh, The Mummy is a pretty damn good movie. Like, if you're just looking for a spectacle that's some fun, carefree, it's a nice popcorn rainy day movie. There's nothing wrong with The Mummy. I mean, some of the shitty CG, but hey, it was made in 1999, and I still think it's Stephen Sommers' best film, but I enjoy another terrible movie that he made, a little movie called Van Helsing. Now, if you've never seen Van Helsing, I don't want to recommend that you go watch it, because I would feel really bad about myself if you didn't like it. But if you're feeling a little bit bored, it's a rainy day, maybe towards October time, give Van Helsing a watch, and just go in knowing it's like cheesy, over-the-top bullshit. But Kate Beckinsale's in the movie wearing like leather and like with a terrible Transylvanian accent. Van Helsing. But it's so fun to watch. Hugh Jackman turns into like a PS2 video game graphic werewolf. Really enjoyable shit. And we'll go to the next question with all that said. Claudia Rogajon. You were right on Batman v Superman. Oh, you were light on Batman v Superman. You gave it a B. You made a video on fanboyism with Stuckman, and you did that with those at first. Yeah, I was. I think I was too light on Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad. I mean, I feel like I said the majority of my complaints, but you're focusing on the grade. And sometimes the grade, I agree, I've given too high of a grade. But I feel like in most of those reviews, I say what I want to say. But yeah, I do agree. They should have been much more. They should have been lower. And that's the thing. That's why there's some movies I hate rushing home and reviewing, because I want it to digest. I want to go see the movie again. So yeah, I do agree. And you know what I'll do right now? I will punish myself for both of those mistakes. 1, 2. I hope everyone feels better about themselves now. I know I do. Grim Silo. The Little Things was Kmart 7. Yeah, it was. It was Dollar Tree 7. Aggressively mediocre. Randomly watched The Kid Detective, which also just came out. Way better, less fanfare. I don't know what the fuck I don't know what The Kid Detective is, but The Little Things was definitely a waste of talent and money. And like, it's just like, just edit your movie better. Make a better score. Those things help. Like, those are easy things to fix. I don't like, why did Denzel sign up to be in that movie? I don't know. Just JDD24. When was the last time you watched any of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films? It's been a while. I think I watched like the first Spider-Man movie maybe a year or two ago. But it's been a while. Never some of my favorite movies, but it's definitely been a while. I could watch Spider-Man 2 again though. I kind of feel like watching that at some point. I'll never rewatch 3 ever. Ever, never. I will never rewatch Spider-Man 3 ever, and you can't make me. Okay. Just one of the worst theater experiences I ever had in my life. Hector the Chill Guy. Hey, John, I consider No Country for Old Men a modern-day Western movie, but with a mix of cat and mouse. I still loved it, though. I like those kinds of villains. You like sociopathic villains? Me too, man. I agree. They've said, I think psychologists or someone watched Javier Bardem's take in that movie, and they said he was perfect as like a psychotic murderer. Like he did it perfectly. All of his little mannerisms, and I love it. Yeah, I like that movie as well. The cat and mouse. It's essentially one big chase movie. Yeah, and that's perfect. I wish we had more movies like that. Like just more simple, fun, violent films. Give us more of that. But no, they give us movies like The Little Things. Brevin's Flicks and Games. Hey, Brevin, how's it going, man? Hey, John. Tomorrow is my birthday. Well, happy birthday. And I said happy early birthday in the last live stream, but once again, well, it's almost your birthday, so happy birthday, man. I'll review Blade. Also, I review a few DC movies leading into the Snyder Cut. Recommend my channel for people here. Also, about Van Helsing, big guilty pleasure. Van Helsing is more than a guilty pleasure. It's a crack addiction. It's not good for you, but you got to do it just to get that buzz. But yeah, check out Brevin's Flicks and Games, guys. He's a smaller YouTuber, and he's reviewing Blade, and tomorrow's his birthday. So happy birthday, man. Night King 01. You said near perfect. Why near a not perfect? Oh, my sincerest apologies. It is perfect. I just don't say near perfect because that would be absolute. And what if there is one small flaw in the movie and I said it was perfect? That makes me a liar. And we can't have that. But yeah, I would say Silence of the Lambs is a perfect movie. There you go. Scarly. Hey, John. Thoughts on Brokeback Mountain, please, if you've seen it. Yeah, I have seen it. I've seen Brokeback Mountain. I've seen it one time. I mean, the performances by Gyllenhaal and Ledger, great performances. Interesting movie. Just like it was a one-watch movie for me. Two cowboys that fall in love. Nothing sweeter than that, I'll tell you that right about now. Joseph Jackson. If we got another Superman solo movie with Henry Cavill, what would you want it to be about? I don't know. At one point I had some ideas, but at this point, I don't know. I think they just need to add a little more saturation to it if they make a sequel. Don't be afraid to just go for it a little bit more. At this point, DC, I mean, I think they're starting to learn, like, the tone of their movies don't have to be as bleak as they once thought they were. And we definitely learned that with Aquaman, didn't we? What about the villain, like, what was his name? Brainiac? Am I making that up? I swear that's the villain's name. What the fuck is his name? It's not Brainiac, is it? Hang on. Yeah, it is. Okay, for some reason I thought I was making that up. Yeah, I always wanted to see Brainiac come in as a villain. I always thought he would be intriguing. And I actually remember hearing rumors about that like 5 years ago, but it never came to fruition. I think that would be cool. I mean, the fact that they wasted Doomsday was sort of Like that could have been a whole Superman movie, but they had to slap that shit into Batman v Superman. Why? Because every time you have two good guys fight, they have to team up by the end of the movie to take down a bigger threat. Godzilla versus Kong. Okay, Rich the Savior. I know not everyone enjoyed Batman v Superman, but I really don't get why no one understands the Martha scene. Snyder showed us the parents' death scene to emphasize that the last thing Bruce heard his dad say was Martha as he died. Henry saying it was like a wake-up call. Yeah, I think that's not... I don't think it's that complicated to understand that. Like, it brought Batman back to, like... It gave him some more humanity. And it showed him that... Well, I guess it also brought him back to, like, humanity and also showed that Superman has humanity. And he saw Superman more as a man than just some alien. I get that. I get what they were going there. Well, you have to understand... It's kind of lazy script writing, right? They kind of write themselves into a corner and like they're like, how can we get out of this? Well, let's just have Superman say his mother's name. Why would he say Martha? Why would he not say mom? Like, why would he say Martha? I mean, and it's so coincidental that they both have a mom named Martha. That it's just that coincidence. It's just like that's what you hinge all of this emotion on, is this one coincidence. I think that's everyone's issue. Like it or hate it. It's just, you know what I mean? It's just, what a loose connection to have all this shit culminate at. The next one, JW, but thanks for the question, Rich the Savior. JW, what do you think is Martin Scorsese's most underrated movie? Ooh, that's a good one. Casino. I think Casino is better than Goodfellas. I think it's way more enjoyable. I like watching it. I think it has more rewatchability. I love Pesci's performance in Casino. Plus, as Sharon Stone, just like as a young... Oh, that was so good. I'm going to go with Casino, man. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves. Darth Knievel? How dare you? Batman v Superman is awesome. I enjoy it as well. I do enjoy it. It just has many, many flaws. Claudia Rogajon. I found a flaw. Buffalo Bill's revolver is double action, which means he doesn't need to pull the hammer, so he could have killed Jodie Foster. Did you just go to IMDb and look at movie mistakes and find that in there? I mean, if you want to get technical about it, he is watching with night vision glasses on. He's watching Jodie Foster in that dark room for multiple seconds. He could have killed her multiple times if he really wanted to, but he couldn't do it because he's a true creep, stalker, weirdo, and he wanted to covet the moment. You could be right, though. But I don't think that's a detail anyone would know unless they went to IMDb and looked at the movie trivia section. Winners of the Prom Queen. Can you do a Christopher Walken impression of Amber's boss the first day of work? I don't know who her boss is, so I can't do an impression of her boss. But what I can do is tell you her eyes were something azul. That's all I got. That's all I got. The impressions just get worse as the stream goes on. You guys know that, right? Just JDD24. I think you would like an old FX show, The Shield, very dark and seedy, similar to the content in 8mm. I've seen some episodes of The Shield. It stars, what is it, Michael something that played the Thing in Fantastic Four. It was okay. I don't know if dark and seedy I don't know if it compares to like 8mm. Like, it's hard to compare something to 8mm. But yeah, I never got into the show. I saw a few episodes though. I'd much rather watch like Law and Order or something like that. Davis Crump. Hey John, sorry for stuckmanizing on Twitter, laughing my ass off. Anyway, what person would you like to see a biopic on? Oh, excuse me. Was that you who made the clip, David? Well, or Davis? Thank you, man. That was a great clip of me murdering Stuckman. Biopic. There was a biopic that never. It was Scorsese was supposed to direct it. It was starring Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was called like The White something Devil of Chicago. I forget the name of it, but it would have been a really fascinating story, and it was based on a real story. And there was a guy in Chicago back, I believe, in the late 1800s, who ran this large hotel. But what he was doing was murdering people in the hotel, and there was all these hidden doorways and pathways that led through the hotel, and that would have been just a fucking awesome movie. But that never. I think they just scrapped the project. That would have been really cool. I don't know. I think one day we'll probably see like a biopic on Arnold. I could see that happening down the road. I don't know. Anything about a serial killer intrigues me. So anything along those lines, I'll take. Okay, Rick the Savior. John, YouTube always recommends me your videos from 10 years ago. It's strange. Also, why do you think so many anime and video game adaptations fail? Books on comics seem to get it right time to time. What makes anime and video games different? That's a great question. Sometimes I think when it comes to anime, I think it's a very... Probably because the movies just fucking suck. But, I mean, really, if you want to look at it, like, I'm trying to think, like, they have a live action Akira film coming out, right? Like, I saw Ghost in the Shell, and some people that liked Ghost in the Shell said, like, no, that was a good live action representation, and other people said it was terrible. I thought it was just like a mediocre movie. That's a great, I mean, like, give me a few anime films that you hate. And I need to like have a few examples off the top of my head, but it's just maybe they're not faithful to the original. Maybe they tonally shift it too much. Maybe it's some of the casting choices. Maybe they try to Hollywoodize it a little too much to make it appeal to like this wide demographic of people who want to see a generic action movie. So rather than keep those things that happen in the original, that some of that weirdness, they kind of like downplay that and almost sedate it. That could be why. And that's typically what Hollywood does. They take things and water it down for mass consumption. And as far as recommending my videos from 10 years ago, you know what? It recommends me my old videos too. I'm like, no, put the new shit out there. I guess YouTube just wants to show you guys the creepy side of me. Abinash Mahani. Hello, John. Hope you're doing well. Do you believe Alien and Blade Runner belong in the same universe? Also, do you like to visit film festivals? Do I believe Alien and Blade Runner belong? Sure, you could put them in the same universe. I guess you could. You could do it, right? Why not? Sure. Fuck it. Do it, man. Film festivals. I have not been to a film festival since the Zurich Film Festival. Which was obviously in Zurich, Switzerland. That was pretty cool. But I haven't not been to one anytime recently. The thing about film festivals is you go to them, you have to wait in long-ass lines to see movies, and you might see a movie that comes out early by a few months, but I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it to me. Winners of the Prom Queen. Thoughts of the movie Sucker Punch? I think it's an underrated movie with great special effects and metaphorical plot. I hate that movie. I think it's it feels like it's all show and no substance. Like it just feels like a music video movie. Like here's hot chicks fighting CG things. And it just feels like the plot is so paper thin. Yeah, I was not a fan of Sucker Punch. It felt like multiple extended live action video game cutscenes put together for like an hour and a half. Caleb Eisenbooth. From what you said about Jared Leto, I'm guessing it's even more satisfying watching him get axed in American Psycho. Hey, Paul. Yeah, how did I forget about that? Yeah. That was, okay. That was his best supporting role he's ever done, is Paul Allen. Let's see Paul Allen's card. Yes. Try getting a reservation at Dorsey now. You're right. Don't just look at it, eat it. All right, let's go to the next one. Claudio Rogajon. Martha's scene would work if Batman didn't kill, and he is saying, you weren't a god, you weren't even a man. Like he's justifying to himself of killing someone. I mean, I think he's just belittling Superman at that point. But I like the line. Like, do we have to keep talking about Batman v Superman? Like, listen, I like Batman. The thing I like about Batman v Superman is Ben Affleck as Batman, and not much more. Watchtower Studios. Sweetest, sourest, best, and worst energy drinks. It just really depends. I mean, if you want to get the sour tasting energy drinks, I don't feel like those are very quenching. Like, it's like, who wants to drink like a whole bunch of liquid sourness? Now, if you give me some Sour Patch Kids, I'll eat that shit, but I don't want a sour drink with it. Right now, I'm actually indulging in a Cherry Blade Limeade Bang energy drink, which is quenching, delicious. I enjoy it. I drink a lot of these. It's so good. Winners of the Prom Queen. I know you're not religious, but what do you believe in? Karma? I like the concept of karma. I like to hope that it exists. But do I think it's like a real thing? Not really, because there's a lot of assholes who just get away with being assholes their entire lives and don't face the consequences. I know that there are people who are lying about their occupation to get a vaccine, but I think karma will get them. Well, I guess they had a report come out today that the vaccine actually isn't working on some people. So that's not very good news, but I do agree with you, though. Mason Arnold is Batman v Superman. In Batman v Superman, Lex Luthor should have reanimated Zod's corpse to create Bizarro. That would have been a more believable way to frame Superman. I agree. Yeah, why did he have to turn into Doomsday? That was stupid. Like, yeah, Bizarro would have been much better. You're right. Yeah, and that would have led into like a good build up for like another Superman movie. And also, if you want to talk, I just said I don't want to talk about Batman v Superman, but I will for just one moment. The one thing I never liked was this whole plan was thought up by Lex Luthor, played by Jesse Eisenberg. And then you have that one day where the plan actually comes to fruition, where you have Batman fight Superman. And you have Jesse Eisenberg over there on top of LexCorp, just sitting on top of the building for hours on end, just looking across the harbor at the Batlight. But like, why did that all come together that day? Like, how did he know Batman was going to pick that day to pick a fight with Superman? But there he is, just waiting for it to happen. Like, how did he know it was going to happen that day? Like, he set up all these things to happen, but there was no actual time frame of them happening that day, that night, at that time. But they all sort of just fell into place. I just feel like it was like no one really explained that master plan that just randomly happened perfectly at that time for no reason. Let's just stop talking about it. Night King 01. John, Bill wasn't coveting the moment. He was making sure what he needed for her skin suit. He needed a wig. That's why he caressed her hair. No, he was coveting it, man. He was just enjoying the moment. A predator enjoys being a predator. Like, he liked having the power of the voyeurism that he had watching her before he made his move. Like, serial killers, they enjoy the moment before they kill, before they strike. Like, they savor all that. They like watching from a distance. Like, that's what they get off on. Why do I know that? I don't know. Let's go to the next question. Dan Peters. Did you ever watch King of Staten Island or The Sound of Metal? Both are solid flicks. Dude, I've been meaning to watch The Sound of Metal for like fucking 3 weeks now. I have not got around to doing it, but I am giving away a copy of The King of Staten Island on my YouTube members and Patreon members. So look out for that. And I'm giving away a few other movies as well, such as these right here. I don't know if that's a selling point, but I have them to give away. They're all new. Rich the Savior. You're always Rich the Savior. You always get my name wrong, John. I'm going to cry. Let me say it. Rich the Savior. The fuck else do you? How do you say it? How else do you say your name, Rich? Rich. I'm going to cry before that. What do you think M. Night Shyamalan's worst film and best films are? Also, I'm adding in one more question since I'm crying about my name. What's your go-to McDonald's order? Let's get that one out of the way first. Well, when I go to McDonald's, I like to eat cheap because I'm at McDonald's, and justifying like an expensive meal just doesn't make any sense there. So I like to go to the dollar menu. When I'm at the dollar menu, what I do is I usually get at least a 6-piece nugget, barbecue sauce, a couple of the cheeseburgers, maybe a McChicken sandwich, maybe, but sometimes that's so hit or miss. Their chicken, sometimes you bite into like one of their chicken sandwiches and it can be good and juicy and soft, but sometimes it's kind of like stringy. It's like you can taste the grime in it. Typically that. And I usually get a milkshake or I get a large Diet Coke. And FYI, if you didn't already know, if you go to McDonald's, always get a large drink because it's the same price as a medium or a small. Don't say I never gave you anything. As for your next question, which I forgot. Oh, M. Night's best and worst movie? I'd say M. Night's worst movie is probably The Last Airbender. I would say it's The Last Airbender. I mean, I know people could say The Happening, but The Happening is funny. The Last Airbender is just hard to get through. As far as his best movie goes, for me, I would say it's Split. I think prior to Split, it might have been like The Sixth Sense, but The Sixth Sense has very little rewatchability. So I would say Split is one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. That and Unbreakable. Yeah, go with those two. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm at right now. Okay. Mike's Movie Madness. Hey, John, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, man. What time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock. Okay, we're doing good. One more hour till February. What's your favorite thing about Forrest Gump? And also, what do you think about Nick Cage's Netflix show, Love You Badass? Well, thanks, man. I watched the first episode of Nick Cage's The History of Swear Words. The opening scene where he just goes, fuck. That's great. So I haven't watched a lot of it. As far as Forrest Gump goes, my favorite thing about Forrest Gump, there's just so much variety in that movie. Like, it spans multiple decades. You see famous people. He's in these crazy situations, and he's such a simple guy. And it has so much comedy, drama, and it's blended perfectly. And don't even get me, like, the technical aspects of Forrest Gump still look great to this day. It's a movie made 25 years ago, but it still looks like it could have been made in the last 10 years. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew when to utilize practical effects with special effects. It's just like, it's a perfect culmination of so many things put together in one movie. And Robert Zemeckis, man, I just feel like that's one director that doesn't get enough credit sometimes. I wish he would do more movies. But yeah, plus, you know what my favorite thing about Forrest Gump is? Lieutenant fucking Dan. Okay? That is a great character. The scene where Lieutenant Dan, they're out on the shrimping boat and there's a huge storm, and Lieutenant Dan just drunk, going completely crazy. You call this a storm? You'll never take me. That's fucking great. I always laugh at that. Eon Connolly, is it Eon or Aaron? Eon? You're my hero. Could you recommend a Blu-ray to buy? Well, thank you for that, man. Recommend a Blu-ray to buy? I'll tell you one not to buy. Terminator 2, Judgment Day on 4K. Don't ever buy that. As far as a Blu-ray goes, you said Blu-ray, not 4K. I think Taxi Driver, the Blu-ray of Taxi Driver looks like a film being presented on your TV. Like, that is one of the best transfers I've ever seen of a Blu-ray. And plus the release of the Taxi Driver Blu-ray is like a nice, thick, cool packaging. So I'd say Taxi Driver if you want like a classic movie. If you want like a new modern day movie, I don't know. Most of them will probably look good. But I go with Taxi Driver if you want like a great transfer of a film. Winners After Prom Queen, has Amber ever made you watch The Bachelor? And if so, what are your thoughts on it? I've never watched The Bachelor. She doesn't watch The Bachelor. There's a meme going around with that one chick on The Bachelor. Like, she talks like this. That's all I know of The Bachelor. The Bachelor is just a bunch of fame whore people, dudes or chicks, just selling their souls to be on TV. And it's just like, I get it, but like, I can't get into that. Why can't they just, instead of putting them into this like competition to like get proposed to, why can't they put them into like an arena death match kind of thing? I think that'd be much more pleasing. Let's go to the next question. The only thing Amber got me to watch that was like truly like something I never thought I would watch was 90 Day Fiance. Now that's some good stuff. That's good stuff. Big Ed. Oh, so good. Winners After we already Believer of Things. Thanks for entertaining us over the years. Well, thanks for watching over the years, man. Because if you guys don't watch, I'm just a lonely dude sitting here talking to a video camera. That's all I am. So thanks, guys. Yeah. As entertaining as it is for you to watch, I enjoy making it. So thanks, man. Benny, do you see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens? Do you see what happens when you F a stranger in the ass? Absolutely. That's it. Whose homework is this? Oh, man, Walter. Over the line. 8-year-olds, dude. 8-year-olds. Night King 01. Jared Leto's best performance role is in Lord of War. Yeah, I said that earlier, or American Psycho was brought up, but Lord of War is so underrated. But I really enjoyed his character in Lord of War. I think as far as like a performance goes, I would agree his character just does way more in that movie and has sort of more of an arc. But yeah, go see, if you guys are in the mood for like a good Nicolas Cage movie, go watch the 2005 Lord of War. So underrated. Crunchy Najos. Hey, John, I've followed you for 2 years, but only recently started watching mainly because of the streams. Thanks for doing these while I'm at work. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for watching them while you're at work and hopefully not being as productive as they pay you to be, because I'd like to take responsibility for that. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for watching. I'm glad you watch. Why didn't you watch for the last 2 years? Why not? Let me know. But nevertheless, thanks for watching now. Claudia Rogujon, you killed someone judging by what you said. I've never killed anyone. Not that I know of. Just because I hit someone with my car and they fly off into a ditch doesn't mean they're dead, okay? And you can't pin it on me. Let's go to the next question. Oh, gosh. Rich the Savior. You often call me Rick the Savior. Why would I call you Rick the Savior if you have an H? Is that true? I'm sorry for that. Maybe I thought the H was a K. But either way, Rich, I'm sorry. And thanks for the question, man. Sacco Wine, have you had a 3-way in Ohio yet? My friends say those are amazing. I mean, the food, not the other thing. I don't know what is what the fuck is what is the food? A three-way? What is that? Three chili dogs being eaten at the same time? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. What is a three-way? Where do you eat that at? I don't know. It sounds like something you would only eat at a truck stop. Yalen Martin, thanks for the question, or thanks for the super chat, but no question, man. But thanks. Mason Arnold, I just noticed you don't have a review of Shazam. What are your thoughts on it? It's my favorite DC movie by far. That's cool, man. I like movies like Shazam. My biggest complaint with the movie Shazam is you have the kid version of Billy and then you have the adult version of Billy as Shazam, and I just don't feel like they mesh well. Like the personality traits feel different. Like the kid to me feels like a real kid, but Zachary Levi, who's playing adult Billy, he just feels like an adult pretending to be like a 10-year-old kid without like the same amount of humanity that Billy had. And that's my biggest, like, it's almost my same complaint with the movie Big, where you have a teenage kid who wishes to be an adult. The next day he wakes up as Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks gives his performance pretending to be a kid. But the little nuances are just different. Like it just feels like an old man or an older guy pretending to be a kid without acting like a real kid. But yeah, but do I like the movie? Yes, I do. Rich the Savior. I'm in the giving mood. Here's another 5 for McDonald's. Well, thanks, man. But I won't go to McDonald's. What I'll do is I'll actually go to the gas station tomorrow and buy a couple energy drinks. That's usually, I go there and I buy like 3 at a time. No more, no less. And, but thanks, man. It will go to another Bang energy drink to keep me alive. Thank you for that. I have thought about becoming a YouTube member, but I'll be honest, I don't know how much about it. Would you mind a quick promo for it? Just tell me what you get for joining, please. Yeah, so what you get for becoming a YouTube member is there's 3 tiers. There's actually 4 tiers. The 4th one's like a shout out I'll give you, screaming your name up at the moon, but you don't have to do that. That one's just there for fun. So you got 3 tiers for becoming a YouTube member. The first one is you get to become a member here. So in the chat, I see your name, stuff like that. I will occasionally release like special Patreon or YouTube member only videos, like little mini flip trip videos I shoot or little vlogs. The next one is a special Q&A video just for members where you guys can ask as many questions as you want, and I make a private video just for you guys. And the other one, the third one is you get invited to listen to my bi-weekly podcast, and then you guys can also submit topics and questions there, and I answer every single one of those, and we have a discussion about it, and we talk about like movie news topics and just other random bullshit. So it's up to you if you want to join. You don't have to, but that's essentially it. Ben Don, I like that. I don't know why I like that name, Ben Don. Hey, John, thanks for the great content. Well, thank you, Ben Don. You inspired me over the years to make my own channel called Ben Don. Check it out if you can. Love the videos. I'm going to fucking check out Ben Don. What the Ben Don? I'm checking that. I'll check it out right now, Ben Don. God, I don't know why I like that name, Ben Don. Oh, here it is. Cool, man. Okay. You got some movie reviews. Cool. I got it saved here. I'll check it out a little bit later, man. All right. Secca Wine. I know you're not a Harry Potter fan, but many fans have come under fire for liking Harry Potter because of J.K. Rowling's transphobic views. What do you think of the director/actor's political views affecting their fans? I mean, it depends on some of those views, right? Some are just opinions. I'm just like, you can either take it or leave it. But, you know, that's how I look at it. I just look at what they've created. Like, do I like what they made? Their work? Yes. Do I give a shit about their political views or their insights to life or anything else outside of their creative efforts? Typically, no. And I hate when people directors or actors, they try to step in and give this profound thought about like politics or life. And I'm just like, just go fucking act in your movie. Okay. So to me, it doesn't interfere with my liking of their, what they've created. The line is very separated for me. So I don't really give a shit. And unless they did something unforgivable, then I'm just like, you're a piece of shit. I don't support your movie anymore. Just look at the guy who directed Jeepers Creepers. Not a very good guy, but Jeepers Creepers is a good movie. So how do you, differentiate that separation there? Bindon. By the way, the best impression you've ever done is I am Morgan Freeman. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. It's been about 10 years. I'm still perfecting it. One day I will get it down. And with all that said, my name is Morgan Freeman. Next question. Robert Kopp. Steve Buscemi as Garland Green is underrated. Oh, yes, he is. You know who that is, man? That's Garland Green. I once wore a lady's head as a hat through 8 states. Yeah, Garland Green in Con Air is a great character. He really is. Yeah, you're right. I do agree. Great character. And Cyrus the Virus, man. Oh, man. Con Air had some good shit, didn't it? Jake Blair. Top 5 Avengers movies. Top 5 Avengers movies? Do you mean like in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or just like the Avengers movies? I mean, if I had to, I actually prefer just ever so slightly, and I know people would disagree, but I like Endgame, and then I like Infinity War, and then I like the first Avengers, and the second Avengers movie is by far the worst, Age of Ultron. So there's only 4 of them. So to give you a top 5 would be pretty hard. But I'll just throw another one in there. Thor Ragnarok is probably the easiest, most rewatchable Marvel film that they've made for me. Like, I just enjoy watching it. It never gets old. Night King 01. Can you give us a rant about the Point Break remake? You really want to pucker me out, don't you? Okay, well, it's everything wrong with remakes. It's boring. It's soulless. They casted 2 very uncharismatic actors to play these wannabe renditions of better performances. I mean, like the dude they got to play Bodhi and the guy they got to play Johnny Utah, like, does not belong in front of a camera. Like, no, thank you. He should be on some CW show somewhere at 12 o'clock at night. But as far as like just the look of the movie, it was all blue and green looking. It's like every decision I hate about modern day filmmaking, they included in the Point Break remake. It missed the mark on everything it tried to do. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And not because I just love the original so much. But yeah, because I enjoy the original so much, but it's just, you have all these things you can do at your disposal. And that's what you do. Disgusting. Next question. Claudia Rogajon. Can you do the bloated voice from Point Break vid? Can you do the bloated voice from the Point Break vid? You mean like how I was talking in the video? Hey guys, it's Johnny with the Flick Pick channel. I don't know. Did I do that? You know what I did for like 2 years? I just put on a voice because I was like, I'm just going to have a shtick. This will be my shtick. So I was like, I'll talk like this. I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I remember I just did it. Is that what you're referring to? I'm not sure. Claudia Rogajon, why do you hate the CW so much? I don't hate the CW so much. It just, the CW, it shows have a look and a vibe that instantly makes them come across cheap. So that's what I mean by that. All right, let's go to the next one. How can I become a YouTube member? There's a join button right under this video. You can click it, or there's a link in the description that says become a YouTube member. Either way, man. In Infinity War, the villain wins for sure better than Endgame. I do agree. I do like how the bad guy wins in Infinity War. I do like that he wins. I love that. But I like the first act of Endgame, and I'll tell you why. I like how we're dealing with the repercussions of the bad guy winning. Everyone's like, he won, so now we're living through that. I like how it's bleak and dark, and the heroes are going through that. I like that aspect of it. Also, in the first act of Endgame, they fucking find Thanos and decapitate him. Like, I was like, this is great. I really enjoyed that as well. So, for me, when I go back to rewatch one of them, I just find myself rewatching Endgame a bit more. Maybe it's because I just want the conclusion as well. Like, you get the conclusion to everything happening. And say what you will about Fat Thor. I like Fat Thor. And Elliot Vibes just became a member. Yay! Thanks, Elliot. Yay! Thanks for that, man. Rip Bloat John. Yeah, just retaining a lot of water. I will say that. Roman Polanski. Why'd you just randomly type Roman Polanski? You want to talk about Roman Polanski? I can talk about it because I have a story if you guys want to hear it. And if you do want to hear it, please give the video a thumbs up. That's all I really ever ask of you guys. Give the video a thumbs up so we can put it to the man. The YouTube algorithm hates me. And I want you guys to come here and join my videos and see them often. And if you give the video a like, that helps. So I would appreciate it. If not, it's okay. Just thanks for watching. So let me tell you this quick story because someone randomly typed Roman Polanski into the chat. So if you don't know who Roman Polanski is, famous director from the 60s, 70s. He directed, my favorite movie he's ever directed was The Pianist. Now in the 70s, he did something bad with like a younger girl and he fled the country. So anyway, I was at the Zurich, Switzerland Film Festival, back in 2017. And he actually, I was in an alleyway and all of a sudden like 5 cars pull up, 5 guards surround this door, and all of a sudden Roman Polanski comes strolling out of this side door into a car and drives away. And you know what the odds of like seeing Roman Polanski are in life? Very, very slim. Like, first of all, he can't come back to the United States. If he does, he will be arrested. But he stays in like foreign countries because they have no extradition. So anyway, he makes great movies, did some questionable things to say the least. But yeah, that was kind of cool. I saw the guy in person. He's a very short guy. And if you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they do reference Roman Polanski a few times. So Sack of Wine, most embarrassing thing you've done when you didn't realize your camera was on or your mic wasn't muted. Well, that would have had to have been done during my live streams. And usually I can't think of anything terrible I've done during the live streams. I mean, I'm sure I've done some weird shit, but I can't think of anything that I've been necessarily embarrassed by. I've been lucky thus far. I can't think of anything bad that's happened during the live streams. But you know, the thing is, I feel like I have some of the best viewers on YouTube because you guys, if something weird did happen, I feel like you would understand. Like, you wouldn't blow it out of proportion. You wouldn't, I just feel like a lot of you like are free thinkers and I enjoy that. So I really haven't done anything embarrassing yet. Give it time. Just JDD24, put Nick Cage in the lead role in any Fincher film. Which would you enjoy the most? Don't say all of them. I won't say all of them. I'll give you a real answer. I feel like you could take Nick Cage and put him in Brad Pitt's role in the movie Seven. I think I could see that. Another Fincher flick I could see. I could see him playing Ben Affleck's role in what the fuck is Gone? Is it Gone Baby? No, it's not Gone Baby. It's Why am I forgetting the name of that movie? Whatever that movie was, where his wife frames him for the murder. Or you could have Nick Cage play Jesse Eisenberg's role in the Social Network. Gone Girl. That's the name of it. Gone Girl. Okay. I knew it'd come to me. Night King 01. I feel like watching Rumble in the Bronx now. I always feel like watching Rumble in the Bronx. I have it on Blu-ray. But the thing is, if it's like on TV, I will stop and watch it. Just for Jackie Chan, man, we were given a gift with that guy. Like, you can't top Jackie Chan. You just can't. Like, the likability and the performances that he gives, like the comedic timing, the stunts. We'll never have another Jackie Chan. But Rumble in the Bronx was one of the first movies I saw in a theater with Jackie Chan. I still love it. Jeremy Jahns, but not the real one. Third Shelf, 18th from the left. You're going to make me get up out of my chair for this. All right. Third Shelf, 18th from the left. All right. I'm going to go get, no one else asked me to do this. What is it? Third Shelf, 18th from the left. Here's the movie you selected. Captain America: The First Avenger, which I enjoy. I actually, when it comes to all the Captain America movies, I think Winter Soldier is the best movie, but this is the most enjoyable for me. I love the first act. I love watching little skinny Steve Rogers get transformed. Something about that's really motivational. I don't know. That's what I always really enjoyed. Peter LaRose, any tips for tricep development? Yeah, man, you got to do a lot of close grip bench press, a lot of skull crushers, a lot of tricep pull down, and change the angle up because your tricep has 3 heads on it. So you want to activate all 3 of those heads and hit all of them, and a slightly different angle will do that. So when you do like tricep pull downs with like a rope or cable or whatever, make sure you pull down and keep your hands close, and then do another version of it where you kind of spread your hands out at the bottom. But for me, the most I ever got for triceps was definitely doing skull crushers or close-handed bench press. That really gets the triceps going, man. So yeah, and I always had like weaker triceps compared to my biceps. It's just a genetic thing. All right. Got me all worked up talking about triceps, man. Oh. JC Zindel, X-Heindel. Best day of your life and why? Best day of my life and why? I don't know if I've had the best day of my life just yet. I'd like to think I haven't. I've had a lot of good days. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'd say one of the most pivotal moments or one of the most pivotal days in my life was the day I was working my shitty dead-end job back in 2013. And I was doing YouTube at the time, and I was making a little bit of money on YouTube, not much. But by getting fired by that job for made up stupid reasons, it made me focus more on YouTube. And ever since that day, I was able to take YouTube and run with it, and I'd never had to work a normal job since that day. And that was one. And I remember that day I was like really upset. I was like, man, what I need, what am I gonna do? And but really, it was the best thing that happened to me overall. So the day I got fired. So that was the best day of my life. I like to say, if you're seeing me, you're having the worst day of your life. The Farting Monkeys, James Bond, Ethan Hunt, Jason Bourne, and John Wick have a fight to the death. Who wins? I'm going to go with... Is it a bare knuckle fight? If it's a bare knuckle fist fight, I don't know. Jason Bourne does some pretty good shit just fighting one-on-one. But if it's Daniel Craig's Bond, I feel like he has more of the physicality. I feel like he has more of the the actual strength out of all of them. I like to just say James Bond wins, but that's a tough one. If there's a gun involved, I think John Wick has it. Also, any shot for you reviewers reunion, big fan, stay safe. I don't know, man. That's up to Christian. Probably not. I don't think so, but that would be up to him, man. But I would assume probably not. But thanks. Secca Wine, can you do a Morgan Freeman impression saying, "You can't come in this restaurant without a mask. You either get busy eating or you get busy dying." I hope that was good. Z White, hear a rumor about Mad Hatter being in the Batman. Yeah, I could see that happening. Mad Hatter was never one of my favorite villains. He just felt like, I don't know, like a cartoon character, I guess you could say. Never one of my favorite villains. I'm glad that the Riddler's getting a good version or a good adaptation for a Batman movie. But I haven't heard that rumor. I could see them including a villain or like a small supporting role to maybe like a character, and they call him the Mad Hatter, but giving him the entire movie as the villain, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about that. Claudia Rogajon, my friend hates Shanghai Noon because it is simple and basic, and all the negatives he had for the movie boil down to it's been done before. Everything's been done before. At least that movie came out in the 90s. You know what? Maybe your friend thinks everything that came after Shanghai Noon, because Shanghai Noon came out in, 99? Maybe he's thinking it's all been done before, but really that was the movie that first did it, and then everything he's seen are modern day movies which just copied that. That could be one way to look at it. I like Shanghai Nights, though. I think it's a terrible movie, but sort of entertaining. I just like the little young Charlie Chaplin in the movie. It's not a good movie, but I sort of enjoy it. A Beto, when I was a little kid, my dad chased me around his apartment with a Scream mask on. I'm traumatized till this day. Help me, John, help me. Well, when I was a little kid, I actually, a year before Scream ever came out, I had the ghost face mask, and I remember wearing it with a cloak, standing in my front yard as traffic passed by. I would stand there for like a half hour as traffic passed by. I was a weird little creepy kid, but I did that, and I feel like I popularized the ghost face mask before Scream ever went into production, so I like to take credit for that. And if you guys would like to see a photo image of that, because that's not made up, this is a true story. This explains everything wrong with me from my childhood. It all stemmed from here. There's a picture of me on Instagram wearing the mask, standing in my front yard. This is a real thing. I did this often. I don't know why. All right, let's go to the next one. Go to the moon, Cardi. Hey, John, been a big fan since my freshman year in high school, and now I'm in college. Crazy how time flies. Indeed it is. And if you don't stop and look around once in a while, it could pass you right by. Anyway, here's my question. What is your favorite football movie? I mean, American football. Mine is Varsity Blues. Oh, man, I love me some Varsity Blues. Oh, do I love Varsity Blues. I might almost agree with you. That's such an underrated movie. It really is. It's funny. The music. And James Van Der Beek, when Hollywood thought he was going to be like the next big thing, and that just never quite happened. Yeah, I like it. And the crazy thing is, when I was a kid watching Varsity Blues, I was the whipped cream bikini scene. As a kid, you're a little pervert. Everyone is. You see that, you're like, whoa, that's awesome. And then you fast forward to like 2014, and I got to interview Ali Larter, who plays that role, and it was just like, it was weird. When I was talking to her, I was like, I remember like watching your movie on VHS and pausing that scene all the time, but you can't say those things. So yeah, good times. Rich the Savior. John, I became a member. Well, thanks, Rich. Thank you, man. You convinced me. Well, thanks, man. You didn't have to, but thank you for that. Also, remember recently when you started the story time sections and told your Three Musketeers story? Well, I woke up one night and your stream was on from March 2020 and you were telling the same story. I might have told highlights of that, but what I did is I wanted to make that like a dedicated segment to give more details and more info. So I might have told, I mean, keep in mind, I get asked some of the same questions 87,000 times. So you might hear me repeat myself every once in a while. I'm sorry for that, Rich. I'm so sorry. But I do have a good story time segment coming. I'll include it maybe in the next live stream or something. And I might tell the story of watching Revenge of the Sith in theaters back in 2005. I might share that one. Or I could share, what's another one I could share? I could share my experience of seeing Spider-Man 3. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably put a poll out on Twitter. Secco Wine. You're an actor and you can steal one comedic timing, acting ability, and action star prowess from 3 actors. Who do you pick? That's good stuff. As far as like acting ability goes, maybe Jake Gyllenhaal. I feel like him or Leonardo DiCaprio. I like their acting style and their ability. But Christian Bale, man, I think Leo. If I was an actor, I could see like doing a Leo for the most part. As far as like comedic timing, it just depends. That really depends on so much. Like I wouldn't pick necessarily a comedic actor for that. Then again, I think Zach Galifianakis has some great improvisational skills when it comes to like being a comedian. Just watch Between Two Ferns. That guy is like, he's on it. And then as far as like action star, you gotta, I think Stallone is the best overall like acting ability for an action star because the guy can act when he wants to, or just be completely over the top and rambunctious. So probably Stallone, even though I like Arnold. Like I want Arnold's physique, but I'd rather have Stallone's like, actually, I'd just be Arnold. Just give me the charisma of Arnold for all 3. For all 3 of those answers. Night King 01. Why do you keep saying Shanghai Nights is bad? Because it is. It's kind of a bad movie. It's just really commercialized. The story's not that great. That's why, I guess. I won't say it's a good movie. That would be crazy. Claudia Rogajan. Chaplin in Shanghai Nights is Aaron Taylor Johnson. Oh, is it? Wow. I did not know that. It's been like a decade since I've seen the movie, but interesting fact. Thank you for that. JC, is it X Heindel or Zendel? Superman, Dr. Manhattan fight to the death. Who's the winner? Probably Dr. Manhattan, just because if the guy's not wearing pants, he wins. I mean, Jesus. I don't know. Maybe Dr. Manhattan, because he can go beyond just like godlike powers. He can pretty much just do anything he wants. So, but he doesn't have X-ray vision. But if he wanted to, he probably could. I don't know. Maybe Dr. Manhattan. Stanley Kubrick. Because Superman can't just teleport to another planet. Dr. Manhattan can. I'm going to go Dr. Manhattan. Stanley Kubrick. Aliens or The Dark Knight? The Dark Knight. I mean, I like The Dark Knight more. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I like Aliens, but I got to go with The Dark Knight. It's more my thing. It's the Batman movie I always wanted to see. Back a tier. Hello, John. Have you seen Akela and the Bees? If so, did you dabble in the spelling bee in the youth? I have not seen that. Is it about a spelling bee contest? I'm a terrible speller. I'm terrible at it. As a kid, I could never spell to save my life. I always misspelled everything. I still do. I'm also really lazy when I write things, so I notice when I write out things, I start scribbling and just make squiggly lines because I'm like, that's good enough. I'll understand it later. So yeah, as far as like dabbling in a spelling bee, no. I don't think I learned how to spell because until I was in the 5th grade. Rich the Savior. You get asked the same questions 87 times. No way. I don't believe you. Now tell me your top 5 Fincher films. JK. I hate when people ask that. Yeah, I mean, I've answered. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, I've answered that, but I will tell you once again because you asked. But now here we go. My top 5. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Social Network, 7, and Fight Club. And there's probably another one in there I forgot to say. Justin Emerson Richards. Shakaka. Oh yeah, sorry, I was trying to understand what you were typing there. Shakaka, yes. Insert hook insults. You rude crude bag of pre-food chew dude. Hey Rufio, why don't you go suck on a dead dog's wet nose? Speaking of Hook, it's on Netflix right now. I just watched it today. I've actually been watching it over the course of 3 days. What I do is I put it on when I'm really tired, and it takes me to a happy place. And I watch like 15 or 20 minutes of it, and then I've done that for like the last 3 days, and I finally just finished it today. Hook. Such a good movie. And you know what I want to say about Hook, and I will say it in just 1 second. You had another part to your question here. Scooby Dooby Doo. Favorite Spielberg film? My favorite Spielberg film? Probably Jurassic Park and Catch Me If You Can. You say it's a tie between Jurassic Park, Indy 3, and Empire of the Sun. Yeah, I like Indy 3 if I had to pick one of the Indy movies, but for me, like Catch Me If You Can or Jurassic Park all day, man. But real quick, the thing I wanted to say about Hook was, why can't live action Disney movies do what the movie Hook did compared to like the Disney animated movie? Like, why can't they take a different route? Like, stay true to what made it cool and put some of those great iconic things in there, but just tell a different story, a different take on these live action classic Disney movies. Like, stop just remaking them scene for scene. And when I was watching Hook, I was like, wow, this was like a great adaptation. Like, it's something different. But I will say it takes them like 45 minutes to get to Neverland in the beginning of the movie. And if I was a young little kid watching that, which I was at one time, I always remember getting really impatient. I was like, let's get to Neverland. Stanley Kubrick, your opinion sucks. It's all subjective bullshit. You know what I mean? You can't say an opinion sucks. But your question sucks. But thanks, Stanley Kubrick. Thank you for coming back from the dead. Sack of Wine. Same question. Comedic acting, action, but choose female actresses. I'll just choose Charlize Theron for all 3. I think she's great. She can be funny, and she can be a badass. Honestly, Charlize Theron or Emily Blunt are a few of my favorite female actresses. I'll go with them. Pick and choose and put them however you want. Okay, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break. We have 388 of you people watching right now, so thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. What I'm going to do is take a quick break. I'm going to get another drink, just like a 2-minute break, so don't go anywhere. And what I'm going to do when I come back is I'm going to do this unboxing for something the studio sent me today to market it, to show you guys, to promote it for a movie I've never seen. But there's a lot of cool stuff in this box that they sent to me. So I figured what better place to present all of that other than a live show, because I want to show you guys the good stuff. So yeah, it's like a Kevin Costner movie. I have not seen it. I'll be right back in 2 minutes. So don't go anywhere. I'll come back. And if you guys have any questions, get them in right now. I will answer every single question when I get back in just 2 minutes. And then, yeah. And then we'll go from there. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. And as a wise man once said, I'll be back. Here we go. Don't get scared now. Okay, guys, I got a few more questions here. I will get to all of them. So if you guys have any more questions, get them in right now. I'm going to do this unboxing. I'll answer a few more questions, and then I'm getting tired, and I think I'm going to eat my leftover Panda Express sitting in the refrigerator, and I can't wait to eat my reheated orange chicken. Nothing's better. Okay, so the studio sent me this marketing material box here with some cool shit in it. I haven't really gone through it yet. It just showed up today. And it's for a new movie called Let Him Go, starring Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. So essentially, it's the story of Superman's parents living their lives. This is the prequel movie to Man of Steel. It's just Martha Kent, and they're just living on a farm. So I that's not really true, but I don't know what this movie's about. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm a huge fan of Kevin Costner. And by the way, if you've never seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, it's such a good movie, so good. Following the loss of their son, retired Sheriff George Blackledge, played by Kevin Costner, and his wife, Margaret, played by Diane Lane, not Martha, Margaret, leave their Montana ranch to rescue their young grandson from a dangerous family living off the grid. Interesting. Okay. So have you guys seen this yet? I have not. I will check it out, but I have the Blu-ray of it now. And they sent this huge box with all kinds of cool shit in it. So where do we start? Okay, so they sent me this blanket. It's a very kind of like, kind of country-esque blanket. It smells like coffee, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, that's cool. They sent me some Ghost Town coffee roasters. Now, I occasionally drink coffee when I want to feel like an adult. I drink it maybe once a month. I enjoy the taste of it, but this could be good. And I actually don't have any more coffee, so I will try that out. And then they sent me this box right here. So let's open this up. This gets me excited. Okay. I'm excited now. They sent me some Montana Crunch. I don't know what the hell. Cream of the West Great Tasting Snack. What? It's like, is it like oatmeal? Montana's Cream of the West? Oh, it's whole grain. Okay. So it's like oatmeal. I can't just eat it. All right. Then there's a caramel cookie wafer. That sounds delicious. Then there's like a little bag of popcorn. Also, I'm going to eat that right after this, actually. And then, there's actually a novelization of the movie. So is this a novelization of the movie, or is there a novel? I'm sure this was a novel, then it was made into a movie, I would assume. What is this? It's a Let Him Go. It's like a little box. What is this? Oh, whiskey stones. Okay, so you freeze these and put them in your whiskey. Okay, so that way it doesn't get diluted by the water. Okay. And there's like this premium huckleberry jam. Okay, I don't have any jam, so that works for me. And there's a coffee mug here. That's pretty cool. And then there's a bandana. Well, sweet. What is this? Oh, there's a leather strap too. So when I get angry, I can beat myself with it. Actually, it's a wrist strap. Oh, fuck yes. And last but certainly not least, thank you for this. There's some beef jerky in here. I love me some beef jerky. Okay. Awesome. Well, cool. Well, that's awesome. Should I put the bandana on? There. That's my new COVID mask. I feel like a regulator from the Wild West. Actually, I just look like a blood from South Central LA right now or something. But either way, this bandana stinks really. It stinks a little bit. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to wash that later. But anyway, that's cool. Has anyone seen that movie? Let Him Go? Check the chat here. Someone said it's not very good. Ah, that's disappointing. I'm still gonna check it out. Young Guns reference? Yes. Yes, I had a Young Guns reference. All right. Anyway, let's continue on with the questions. Do 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 do. Rich the Savior. Remember when Kevin Costner died in Man of Steel? Yes, I do. That was hilarious. Love the movie though. Still my favorite DC movie. Yeah, he kind of just looks at him and just disappears almost. It's just like, he probably could have been saved. Just JD24. Have you watched the film Wonder Boys? Kind of a strange film, but I will probably watch it again. Great cast and ending. I don't think I've seen Wonder Boys. I don't think I've seen Wonder Boys. Daniel Coolio. Hi, John. Hi, John. I'm in the John, as the British say. I don't know what that means. My question is, do you pronounce sit the same way you pronounce set? Hugs, buddy. Sit and set. No? One's past tense. But I probably just say set a lot accidentally, maybe. But no, you shouldn't say them the same way. Justin Emerson Richards. Many questions. Thoughts on Gone with the Wind? Seen it like once. It's okay. It's good, I guess. Who was the Zodiac? Well, I've done a lot of research on the Zodiac, and I would say they actually had the guy at one point. They actually brought him into fingerprint him or something. They know who it was essentially, but they just couldn't quite prove it, and all the evidence pointed to him. It was actually the guy they showed in the movie as the assumption of who the Zodiac was, and there was more to it. And they later apprehended him or did something, and then he died of natural causes at some point before they could further investigate it. But I think it's the guy they were showcasing in the movie, the Zodiac. Thoughts on the Lost World? Good. I like the Lost World. It's the best Jurassic Park sequel we have. At least it had Jeff Goldblum in it. The only thing I didn't really like is the acrobatic flippy dippy scene where she kicks a velociraptor in the face. Favorite Western? I answered that earlier. I said probably Django Unchained. And give me the blanket. I can give you the blanket, man, if you want to come get it. Let me sleep with it one night first, then you can have it. Steven Stainforth. John, I heard on an earlier stream that you started to play Warzone. How are you liking it? Warzone infuriates me. It makes me so angry that tears trickle out of my eye and I punch my desk. It's so scary. I hate the way most people just camp and wait the whole time. It's almost too intense. I can't take it. Now, I've been playing solo. I have a few friends that play, so it's a little bit better when I play with them. But usually when I play Call of Duty, I play like free-for-all. I like to just run around, kill, and keep going and moving. That's just more entertaining to me. And I just hate Warzone when you're like you're 25 minutes into the game and then like someone laying on the floor in a hallway somewhere, just staring at a doorway for the last 25 minutes kills you. And it's just like, I can't take that. I can't take that kind of, that pressure. But yeah, man, thanks for the question. Oh, how are you liking it? Yeah, so playing solos is like playing a fucking horror game. Yeah, you're right. It is. It's too much. Like my right eye starts twitching. I just can't take any more of it. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up the live stream there. We've been talking for a couple hours now. So, hey, as always, guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for the questions. Thanks for just coming to watch. And I owed you guys a 4th live stream before the month was over. And I was like, I felt guilty without doing it. So thank you guys so much for being awesome, watching, the support, becoming members, asking questions. And if you could, before you go, just give the video, just click it. Just click that just for 1 second. That's all I ask. Can we just do that? But as always, guys, I'll do another live stream this upcoming week. And I have I have a flick trip video I'm making right now that I crashed my drone in the process of making that I'm trying to put together right now. And it's sort of like one last look at family video before it completely closes down and goes away forever. So that's coming. I'm trying to, I might play some like sad piano music or something in the video. I think I really want to pull on the heartstrings of everyone. But yeah, look out for that. And Chap Wilson, yes, stop spamming the chat, man. I get it. Yes, I read your thing, man. I know. I did. I put him in timeout. You don't. I'm seeing it. I know. Okay. Now. But thank you for telling me 87 times, man. I know. I saw it. Night King of One, as Bodhi would say, adios, amigo. Yes. And then he jumps out of a plane. Chat Wilson, thank you. Thank you for posting the same thing 10 times. Okay. Thanks, man. All right. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And you don't have to spam the chat. I saw it, man. I'm trying to keep up with you. But either way, as always, guys, take care. Have a good night. And what's tomorrow? Is it Sunday? Ugh, tomorrow's Monday. That's disgusting. Either way, take care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.